and species on the earth. These are all very big ideas, and most of the kind of things I'm talking about here are big ideas. Okay, so your own personal interest and curiosity. All of you have this. Think about the kind of books that you like to read. What are the topics of those books? I'm talking nonfiction here. What kind of books do you like to read? What kind of TV programs do you want to watch? Again, we're talking about nonfiction here. Like if you watch the Discovery Channel or something like that, what kind of programs do you go, I have to see that. I have to see that. I can't miss this program. So that's a source of topics, basic ideas, big ideas. Human needs. This is a very important source of big ideas. I'd certainly like to cure poverty, cure hunger, cure cancer, cure any number of diseases. I'd certainly like to reduce the impact of hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, landslides, and other natural disasters. These are fundamental human needs. Great source of basic ideas to start with on a project. Okay, so paying attention to what the people around you need, what big issues we have in society, things like that. Actually, there's one which may not be the best one on the list, but let's be honest and put it on here. Where's the money? Okay, some people choose scientific topics on the basis of whether they're going to be able to come up with some kind of profit-making venture associated with that. And it's not a trivial thing. Somebody that can find a better way to generate power. I was just talking to a gentleman today. It turns out that for some years now I've been involved in the project that Fort Hays has to put a couple of wind turbines out on the university farm. And this project is finally becoming reality. So I was in a meeting this morning talking about that project. And the person who's helping structure this project is actually a consultant that the university hired. Was telling me that one of the big needs that we have now with alternative energy is not how to generate it, it's how to store it. Because if you look at wind power and solar power, they only generate power when the wind is blowing and the sun is shining. And so what do you do at night when it's calm? You sit there and not use your computers then, or do something else. So storing the power is extremely important. You know how they do it? Do you have any idea how they store power like that? Well, it takes an awful lot of batteries to store enough power to run a city. You can do it, but it's fiercely expensive. Okay, expensive past the point where it's reasonable. Do you have any other ideas how we can store that power? You know how it's done? It's one of the crudest ideas you'll ever hear for solving an engineering problem. They have two reservoirs on a hill, two ponds basically. During the day when you're generating power, you pump the water up to the pond at the top. At night, or when the wind's not blowing, you let it run back down to the other pond and you let it run past turbines that generate the power. The thing has an efficiency of maybe 6 or 8%. Okay, it's hideous. It's just hideous. And the power industry is dying to find a solution to this problem. How are we going to store this power? Right now, it's not so bad. You can turn on and off gas-fired plants when you need them. Nuclear power plants run all the time. So there they need to have, because you need power when you need it. Turns out that there are peaks in the day when people use their power, and if you're generating power that's not needed, you got to find something to do with it. So I suppose they pump it to Las Vegas and use it to power all those lights or something. I don't know, but anyway, money is a driver of scientific ideas. Okay, that certainly works for this. Okay, there was something else I was going to put on this list. But this is one which tends to drive a lot in our capitalist economy. We have a capitalist economy. There's not usually a lot of money in this. There may be a lot of pride, there may be a lot of satisfaction. One example of this is that in studies of diseases and drugs for diseases, rich people's diseases, cancers, HIV, things that rich people get, arterial sclerosis, things like that, tend to draw a lot more money than basic problems, malaria, cholera, things like that. And so there's not as many new drugs for those kinds of diseases as there are for some of these rich people's diseases. any idea what cholesterol drugs cost? Again, fiercely expensive, sometimes $3, $4 a pill. And so that adds up. So these are some. Data. Now this is one we're not going to advise you to think about, but we do it all the time because after you're on top of your discipline for a while. Let's say you've been studying weather for years, and all of a sudden a new weather satellite comes online that has capabilities that are beyond the ones that are already flying. And so you want to go out and figure out a way to use this data from this new satellite in order to understand something about weather. And this goes on and on and on. Astronomy is really big this way. There's a new telescope. The new telescope is generating images that have a higher resolution or look in a part of the spectrum we haven't been looking in, and so now we want to use that data. We're going to advise you not to think of projects this way. We want you to start off